if you teach the same lesson over and over again, year in, year out, you know how to do it, you've done it 1,000 times, you do it exactly the same way, then you're a good craftsman, right? But the difference between craft is doing something well, design is about doing something better, about doing something new, creating something new that achieves your goals. And the thing about education is that, first of all, there are certain very hard challenges which we still haven't resolved. So we need to innovate, we need to improve education, we need to take it forward. On the other hand, we're working in a constantly shifting landscape. So, 10 years ago, nobody would have thought about a student coming to school with a phone, right? Whereas today's every 10-year-old has in his pocket a computer that's much more powerful than the computer I used to write my master's on. Essentially, most teachers work in their own classroom. If they get it right, they're happy, but there's no way of sharing design knowledge between teachers. So really, as a field of inquiry, as a field of study, learning design is not just about fostering the process of design, but also about understanding it, about making it explicit, about finding the right languages for describing design and capturing design knowledge. So if you look at, again, there's a very interesting project in terms of developing learning design tools. The idea about a learning design tool is that it would manifest some learning design language, so some representation, whether it's textual or visual or computational of learning design, and it would support a particular practice. It's easiest to talk about the current practice because that's the project I'm involved in. That's the one I'm currently most excited about. That's the METIS project that's funded through the Lifelong Learning Program. The METIS project really tries to bring together a lot of experts in the field of learning design and thinking about, okay, there's all these initiatives which are very interesting and very promising, but they seem to be somewhat disjoint. And also, we have a lot of tools, but each tool really supports a particular slice of the learning design cycle. Now, instead of developing a new tool which would, provide everything from birth to death, what we'll do is we'll provide a sort of a platform, a social platform, that envelopes a collection of tools. So that's what we call the ILD, the Integrated Learning Design Environment. And that platform supports 3 levels of tools. So there's conceptual tools, which could be just sort of templates for various representations of design knowledge. For instance, representations of what we call personas. The idea that you start design by having some image of who you're designing for. So a persona is a way of getting a sort of slightly abstracted representation of your target audience, right? So we have a template for a persona. We have a few other templates. We have authoring tools, which are, once you've gone through the conceptual phase, you've, say, developed a kind of a roadmap or a storyboard of what you're planning to create, then you go and do some structured, systematic authoring. So you could use a tool like Web Collage or Cadmos or OpenGLM or Learning Designer. There's a variety of tools, and we're not saying that one is better than the other. We're actually going to give you a choice of different tools, and you pick the one that suits your needs.